always comes a time when I stop uploading and then YouTube is a fun place to be. And then I actually upload and then it isn't. And now we're in that stage where I'm uploading again. And what better way to transition from Football Manager 2018 to Football Manager 2019 by creating a database and taking over a team that I have created full of players that no one actually really reminisces about. So first of all, let me talk about the basis of the series. So I've created this football club called Throwback United, who will be participating in the Premier League, and it can only consist of players who have played in the Premier League between the years of 2000 and 2011. Also, I cannot call up superstar players, so players like Cristiano Ronaldo won't be in the team. But I can guarantee you players such as Junichi Inamoto, Nadir Belhaj, Manucho will be in the team though. In terms of the database, I've replaced Cardiff City in the Premier League with my Throwback United team, probably because Cardiff City are the worst team in the league, and they will be next season if they stay up this year by some sort of a miracle, so I thought it was an equal fit. I've also removed the homegrown rules from the Premier League so that I could register all 24 players that are in the Throwback United team, because the majority of them are foreign and I can't register them otherwise. And also the database does contain all the changes for the 2018-19 season, courtesy of the FM editor on Twitter. I've put the link in the description below if you want to use the database, and I've also put the link in the description below if you want to use my database, which is coupled with the FM editors. In regards to the players I have at my disposal, all of them have been edited to be 23 and 24 and have all been given 5-year contracts. I've also edited their current ability and potential ability to fit in with the Premier League to make sure that they don't become overpowered in the future, and I can only pick players who have played in the Premier League between the years of 2000 and 2011. Also, if I have to sell any of the players for any reason, I can allow you to vote on which player will replace him in the series, and then I'll edit him and then put him into the team in the corresponding episode. Now, looking at the rules, I cannot sign any new players whatsoever unless it is absolutely necessary. For example, if I have an injury crisis at goalkeeper and I have to bring in another goalkeeper to play on the bench, because the priority to play is only given to the Throwback 24-man squad. Now, players in the team can leave and join other clubs, and these players will be replaced with other Throwbacks who you can vote on in the corresponding episode, and then they will be entered into the team ready for the next one. Obviously, I'm not allowed to use the in-game editor to alter any of the player stats to affect results, and contracts are allowed to be renewed. I mean, I don't just keep them for 5 years and then move them on to a retirement home or something. And what is the aim of the series? To avoid relegation and not be sacked. I mean, if you thought I was going to try and win the Champions League with this team, then obviously you've not been watching me that long. But shall we go and meet the 24 players that have made the Throwback United team? So starting off with the goalkeepers, Chris Kirkland is our number 1 this season, while Thomas Kuszczak will be his understudy. I mean, I've only picked 2 goalkeepers. I mean, it's a bit of a risk, isn't it? Because if we get a long-term injury to a keeper, then we're fucked, aren't we? Oh, shit. We have 8 defenders in our team, so Maynard Figueroa, Nicky Shorey, Sebastian Bassong, Emerson Boyce, Paul Sharner, John O'Shea, Pascal Chimbonda and Herman Haridason will make up our defensive line. And I didn't realise after I'd picked the entire team that there's a lot of Wigan players in this team already. Chris Kirkland has already played for Wigan, and there's 4 Wigan defenders in there as well. I mean, we're going to get relegated. So we also have 9 midfielders in the squad: Luis Boamorte, Lee Tai, Julio Arca, Wilson Palacios, Morten Gamps Pedersen, Damien Duff, Steve Malbronk, Jermaine Pennant and Nenad Milias. Means I have a bit of a headache when it comes to actually picking a midfield, because normally I only pick 4 midfielders and now it means I've got 5 spare. And finally, moving on to our attackers, there are 5 strikers in the squad. So Jan Videgor Hessling, Roman Pavlichenko, Sylvain Banks-Blake, Amir Zaki and Mido will make up our attacking force. And I had to put Amir Zaki and Mido in there because I have a feeling a lot of you wanted some big name strikers, so I did put 3 of them in there. Now, looking at the fixtures, we do take on Brighton and Hove Albion on a Monday Night Football in our first game of the season away from home. Now, it is a simpler game than it could have been. We could have easily got Manchester United or Man City and lost 6-0 on the first day. But now we have the chance of sneaking a 1-0 shithouse win away from home. Now, before our game against Brighton, we had 2 long-term injuries in Chris Kirkland and Sylvain Banks-Blake, which means we've had a little bit of a reshuffle. So Thomas Kuszczak will start off in goal. Maynard Figueroa, Paul Sharner, Herman Haridason and Pascal Chimbonda play at the fence. Morten Gamps Pedersen, Nenad Milias, Wilson Palacios and Jermaine Pennant play in the midfield 4, while Jan Videgor Hessling and Roman Pavlichenko will lead the line for us. I mean, if this team can't at least score 1 goal, then all hope is lost. I find myself in this very weird situation where I'm managing a team who I've just created in the Premier League on the first day of the season away at Brighton and Hove Albion. I mean, I couldn't have got an easier game if you think about it. And looking at Brighton's team anyway, there's not really many players in there that scare me. I mean, this should be an easy walk in the park for us. But I mean, if you skip 5 minutes ahead, I'm probably 3-0 down by then. It's a big team talk. I don't know if this team are going to respond to what I say to them, but we're going 4-4-2. We're going Brexit football. We've got Pascal Chimbonda, Maynor Figueroa on the wings. We've got Jermaine Pennant on the wing, who's not match fit, and I didn't really have anyone to replace him with. Okay, it's not really gone how I expected, but it's fine. It's fine. I mean, there's a lot of our fans in the main stand. Actually, I'm going to change this camera angle. It's a little bit too high. I mean, we could have got a lot harder teams at the start of the season, and we've given the ball away almost instantly. Only 2 minutes on the clock, and Tao is through on goal and he's put it wide. Now, I don't know how good this team is because I've made their current ability and potential ability as realistic as possible. So, I could be in for one of the lowest points totals of Premier League history, or I could easily overachieve and Knocker puts it in. Tao. I mean, Kuszak's not really tried to save that. This might be a long season. I mean, Brighton had played it around really well there. Maynor Figueroa's not really tried to defend. And the volley, I mean, Kuszak maybe could have done better. Not really anything's happening in our favour. I mean, Herman Hreidarsson is now injured. We're not really getting any shots away. And we're conceding a lot of fouls. So maybe this team is out of its depth. Okay, Herman Hreidarsson's injured. So Sebastian Bassong is coming on. I'm going to tell him I have faith in you. Hasn't really worked. Okay, we need a performance. We need a massive second half performance now. We cannot lose to Brighton and Hove Albion at the start of the year. I mean, these are the sort of games we need to be winning. We can't be losing. I mean, I look at my bench and I think to myself, I don't think there's anyone on there who could change the game. We do have a highlight though. Figueroa into Pedersen, into Pavlyuchenko. Vinegar hits the link. He's hit the post. Oh my goodness. He's hit the post and it's too zoomed out for my liking. Well, that's the closest we got to scoring. We're playing better, but we're not playing well enough. We've got to encourage the boys. There is going to be a tactical switch. Amir Zaki is coming on for Vinegar Hessling, who's on a yellow card. Amir Zaki's not match fit either. I mean, that is a little bit of a problem. Okay, there's still a chance here for us. Okay, there is no chance here for us. Unless we win the ball back. Tao has got the ball here. And Done, it's a good save by Kuszak. Thomas Kuszak with his first save of the season, as far as I know. I mean, he probably could have made about 15 before that, but I haven't seen any of them. But there is a highlight near the end of the game. Now, if we can win the ball back, we can win the game. Win the game, I mean, we're losing. And I don't know what on earth he's trying to do there. Then Milias is just giving the ball away needlessly. And we're getting counter-attacked. And Lacadia and Done is cleared. Bassong. Okay, none of my players are bothering to attack that. Zaki has won the ball back. I don't know where he's going. Brighton through. Tao. 2-0.
2-0! God, what's going on?
Percy Tao. Never heard of this guy. Never heard of this guy. And he's beaten my team on his own. And we're in the relegation zone. I mean, I feel like I could say that about every series. We're in the relegation zone. I know, that doesn't happen like every series that I do on YouTube and Twitch. And any other time that I play the game offline. Like, if anyone could put in the comments how on earth we're going to beat Everton, I would like to know. Although, probably by the time you see this video, I would have played the Everton game and I would have lost 4-0. Well, we've lost 2-0 to Brighton. Not sure how to take that. This could be a very hard season. Oh dear, oh dear.